A video. I'm in the video where I will snark and such at some asshole for some good reason. Always for good reason. So I did have a conversation with Das Spook in his room. Well, he was painting for a while. And actually that was pretty funny and quite articulate and brilliant and all of that great stuff. And he turned into just be a complete cunt. And just fuck the whole game. Basically losing the argument and then resorting to, abuses of my personal life. It's bad enough that he put my real name in the title of his video for really no good reason, except to take control of my life. That's one of his little psychological issues. But anyway, it's probably something if you're interested in Mendham content, you'd probably want to see it. This is interesting. Interaction-wise, because it really does show that people fuck me before I fuck them. The disrespects that people show, or they're there and you can see them if you look for them. So I did beat the shit out of some bitch, but she was a bitch, and you could just see the game she was playing. So anyway, so they're all a bit wacky. Anyway, so go ahead, watch that if you feel like it. If you have nothing, if you're a real, I understand. I mean, who does have time except people who are just totally lost, totally being fucked by life. But anyway. Link below. Regardless. At your leisure. Alright. So now, I'm going to take the comments left by this Vasquidi guy. But, it's just the same category as all these people. You can just, I can smell them, from, a quarter mile away now. The Piro, even the Das Spook, the Hothliday, the Anticontavods. All these fucking rationalizers, and that's all they are. They're just looking for a rationalization. Brett Keane even did it in the end of his video, where the battery in the, I'm wasting time, they're wasting the battery life, ran out. But he even made this gripe towards the end that just sounded like, oh, in Mendham you're too depressing. That's the problem, really. The truth is too depressing. Don't depress me with the fucking truth. And that's so much of what these assholes are about. It's just living some kind of Pollyanna pussy shit lie, because it makes them feel better, and it's a lot less trouble in terms of taking responsibility for their vices. Me having the vice of, say, nicotine is a lot different than having the vice of slaughtering animals for your food, but they don't want to deal with that truth. But anyway. So let's deal with another asshole that just, like I said, he just so easily falls into the category. Even he starts his video with some sort of bullshit, smoke up my ass crap, and I didn't even play that part, but that's all it was, and he could smell it. He has an agenda, and his agenda is the Nietzschean find excuses to just be a bug, and that's all he intends to be. Alright, I suppose it was futile from the beginning to try to understand a person's viewpoint when that viewpoint is essentially I'm right and everyone else is just plain stupid. Well, see, that's just your way of rationalizing the fact that you don't have a good argument and I do. Ha ha ha. Shit. If you want people, I never say that kind of shit. It would never even occur to me to say that kind of shit unless I could watch my brain playing some sort of small dick thing, where I'm just trying to make excuses for my failure. Ugh. If you want people to respect your opinion, I don't really give a shit about what people do, frankly. And beyond the fact that I'm making arguments, you either make a good counter-argument or you don't. Or you say, oh, well, I guess I have to concede that point. Or something like that. But I really just don't give a shit. I'm just responding to bullshit. Bullshit deserves to be buried. It's like dog shit or cat shit or any other kind of shit. It should be buried somewhere. And buried with this. Anyway, respect your opinion. You at least have to entertain the idea that you might be wrong. Why should I bother? I've already tested my ideas before I say them. Unlike you assholes with your silly rationalizations. Yeah, I've actually sat there and thought about it and said, hey, Gary, test. Are you saying that because you need to say that, or because you want that to be true, or because you're playing a bullshit game? Yeah, I've already tested it, and I passed the test, so yeah, it's time to say it. So fuck you, you're being a pussy. A whiny pussy. Because you're wrong, I'm supposed to think I'm wrong. Yeah, sorry, it doesn't work that way, butthead. But instead you simply say that your argument is as simple as 2 plus 2. Yes, that's a good thing to say when it's obvious. Yes, when there's an obvious argument, you say it's like 2 plus 2. A fucking 5-year-old can do it. And guess what? A 5-year-old can do it, because a 5-year-old isn't as good a liar as you cunts. They don't lie to themselves like you. So when you ask them a question, they kind of say yes or no in a kind of honest way. Does it feel good to have your butthole twinkled? And they'll say, well, yeah, sometimes. Because they don't know, they're supposed to say, no, that's horrible. You see? Kids are honest, when you adults are lying scum. Anyway, without giving a basis for it other than saying that there is somehow no distinction between one consciousness and another. Oh my fucking God. How incredibly un-2 plus 2-ish for me not to think I'm God. I'm special. I'm the special robot in the big field of robots because I am specially special. Because my consciousness is special consciousness. I'm supposed to think that. Something more ludicrous than believing in Jeebus, something more ludicrous than believing Mohammed was specially special. No, I'm supposed to think I'm specially special. No, I'm not. Where do you get this shit from? I mean, how do you actually open your mouth and say, in the herd of wildebeest, I'm the special one? That's the reasonable thing to believe. I'm the only one being really conscious. They're just faking it. I mean, you can't see how fucking dumb that is? And I'm supposed to respect your conversation when you start off with a premise that fucking monstrously dumb? Oh, man. I mean, Hothla Day much? Stupid, ignorant cunt? I mean, god damn. He's whining about 2 plus 2 equal 4. You're a stupid ass. Anyway. I mean, just amazing. And another, something that you also say without basis. Right, so there's no basis for the conclusion that I have no good reason to believe my consciousness is special. I do have good reason to believe my consciousness is special. You're saying. That's your contention. That's your, in my opinion, UFO kind of extraordinary claim. That there actually is some good reason for me to believe I'm specially special consciousness, and the rest of them are not really conscious. God, I mean, you're just too fucking stupid. Consciousness is a result of our brain. This is an undeniable fact if you don't believe in the supernatural conception of a soul. Yes, so where did I make any other argument? Thank you. Are you saying there is no difference between one computer and another? I'm saying that yes, pretty much. I mean, you haven't noticed that they can make like 10 million androids or something, and they all kind of work the same except for a tiny percentage, and that when they're made wrong, a lot of them go bad, and then Samsung or some other kind of company has to go, oh shit, we really fucked up. Anyway, yes, the consistency. There's a consistency between design models. And there's a huge consistency. I have more in common with other people than in common. If you add up all the molecular structure things, there's more structural molecular things in common than not in common. Yes. And the same is true of computers. Or no difference between one microprocessor and another. I mean, like I said, what do you mean by difference? Like I said, 1 part per billion. Well, yeah, I don't count the 1 parts per billion. Your conception that consciousness is panpsychic, huh? I don't even bother with a word like pan anything, so fuck you, that's not my conception. Or at least should be treated, your conception that consciousness is panpsychic, or at least should be treated as a complete, as such, is completely unfounded. Well, again, I don't even know what panpsychic means in your terminology, but in my terminology, I've never made a video about anything being panpsychic, so fuck you very much, very hard for being a liar. Okay, when you're an idiot in your premises, and then your second premise is a fucking lie. So way to go. I'm supposed to respect your conversation when first off you say something completely imbecilic, and then you say something completely inaccurate, and it's about me, and yet I'm supposed to respect conversation with you, the weasel. No, fuck you very much. Alright. You've given no actual argument, well, I doubt that's true also, as to why one conscious being should care about another. I gave a full and complete argument in the sense that it would only be logical. Again, I could take a fully informed AI, and the only thing it's missing is it's never had a feeling. And all I have to do is sit there and give it, boom, a little bit of torture. And it's all of a sudden going to see the world a completely different way. When it knows what torture is, then it's going to get what we're playing for, dumbass. That's not a reason, in your opinion. Torture is not a reason for something to think about anything differently. It's not like seeing red the first time. That will make you think about the whole world in a different way. But torture? No. That you'll just say, oh, that wasn't interesting at all. Torture? That wasn't interesting. No, not interesting at all. No, nothing to see here. Yeah, fuck you. Get it, okay? Get what you deserve, you stupid fucking torture minimizer. They're like the rest of them, the Hofflades, the Anaconavods, the Piros. Get what you fucking deserve. Or at least you should be treated as such, is completely unfounded. Okay, you already did that part. You should... Oh yeah, the one conscious being should care about another merely stated it as something self-evident. Well, I'm just saying that the self-evident part is the badness of it. Now, you just do the 2 plus 2. I don't want to fool you with some complex juggling of concepts, but yes, the concept is that consciousness does the torture thing. That's the vessel that makes it. It's like dishwashers wash dishes and washing machines wash clothes, and feeling organisms have feelings. Yeah, that's how it works, fuckhead. And the feelings are the bad thing. Not the persons, not the brains, not the machine. The thing it's making. The feelings. Oh, God. Stupid. I mean, you have to be just a compulsive liar to type this much bullshit as an evasion of the fact that you just don't want to say, yes, I'm intelligent to realize that my personal bigotries and addictions and compulsions are pretty much bullshit. God, these cunts are just such fucking, to write this gobbledygook, this fucking baby talk as a way of rationalizing the shit that is your fundamental psychology, instead of just stating the fact that you're still a stupid, selfish animal. Instead of accepting that fact that you suck, you'll do this crap to justify the suck. I should care about another, merely stated it as some self-evident, a product of pure logic. Well, again, there's no way of escaping the logic once I'm saying I have this sensation, and I have to admit I'm not the only sensation vessel. Then yes, I have to admit that if the sensation is happening in another brain, it's just 2 plus 2 rational. to recognize that it also sucks in another brain. That's right. It sucks when it happens to me. It sucks when it happens to them. That's an unescapable. There's no way to make it unsuck in them without making me somehow special. Without me pretending I'm special wildebeest. I can take a herd of buffalo, a 500,000 buffalo herd, and I'm supposed to believe I'm the special buffalo. I do all the real feelings. You just do a bunch of fake feeling. Yeah, there's a rational reason to do that. There's a rational reason even to consider that as a truth. And it has nothing to do with just being a selfish cunt. No, that wouldn't be the reason. A rationalizing, self-interested motherfucking cunt. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be the reason at all I might entertain that kind of belief system. That I'm special and they're not, and their pain doesn't matter and my pain does matter. Yes, that's not... I wouldn't have to be at all selfishly motivated to entertain that as a wonderful idea about how the universe works. I matter, you don't. Yeah, isn't that convenient? And it's the truth, too. Isn't that great? Oh, gee, yeah, that turns out to be the truth. No, it doesn't. The actual evidence, however, shows that empathy is a product of our brain structure rather than any rational thought. Well, there's no fucking evidence in your stupid bullshit about, well, prisoners have an underformed amygdala, and that's why they suck as human beings. No, you know why they suck? Is because they have an average IQ of 72. They're dumb motherfuckers. So, again, just keep pretending it's some other reason. That stupidity isn't the reason Donald Trump... Go ahead, look at the statistics. How smart you are could be perfectly correlated to how likely you are to vote for fucking Trump. I mean, if you want to just announce, I'm an imbecile, well, the way to do it was to vote for Trump. Truth. Fuck you. Alright, more than being part of our brain, though, all of our faculties, including our ability to understand and care for other beings, is a direct part of our brain structure. No, the only thing that's a direct part of our brain structure is the capacity to have sensations that are pleasant and sensations that are unpleasant. And all the rest is an indirect consequence of that programming feature of having whips and carrots. And most of our innate desires, our programming, is rather arbitrary and, related to some sort of thing that doesn't mean much. And obviously it doesn't at all hurt a male to put on a condom. The complete destruction of the entire purpose of his sex organs, and you can negate them without feeling a thing. Yeah, you can even have lifelong surgery to have that done for you, and you'll never feel, oh, gee, I feel horrible. No, that won't happen. Anyway. Including our ability to understand and care for other beings, a direct part of our brain structure. I've stated in my original video that the amygdala... He does it right here again. What a fucking cunt. Amygdala region is likely entirely responsible for our ability to feel empathy. Yet, no, it isn't entirely responsible. Certainly your brain has to work for you to be intelligence to work, okay? Yes, you have to have a working brain for intelligence to mean anything. So yes, if you start fucking with the amygdala, dicula, and the figula, bigula, and the blah, 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 yeah, you're gonna fuck the brain. Just as I don't have to stick my finger in any particular part of my computer, so to speak, to fuck with it. If I, the motherboard, I don't have to crack any particular part to fuck the motherboard. Yeah, it's a little bit complex in its structure. But our identity isn't the motherboard. Our identity is what's on the fucking hard drive. And you fucking know it, you fucking weasel. Alright. You weren't born to be this stupid. You acquired it. As a fucking... you're imitating the clowns that were your parents. Or the clowns you watched somewhere. Or the clown Nietzsche. You fucking got an accidental boner while reading Nietzsche, and it fucked with your brain, you stupid piece of shit. Anyway, it's likely entirely responsible for our ability to feel empathy, and you simply brush this off without any clear refutation. My refutation is, we feel, and we can think about our thoughts. We have associated words with our feelings. I could say vomit, and that's not a nice thing. I have that associated with negative sensations. And I could say orgasm, and that's a nice, fluffy, happy thing. And yeah, most of the time that's felt pretty good, so I'll put that in the happy category. And that's all we do as a mechanism. Empathy has nothing to do with it. Any kind of associations we have with the environment has to do with whether that person in the environment has been an asset to our existence or a deficit to our existence, or if they have a fluffy pussy for us to fuck. Now, I know Fluffy isn't in anymore. Do you think the reason why Fluffy isn't in anymore has something to do with our biology and our empathy? That we can't empathize with the pussy unless it's shaved? Do you think that's some sort of innate structural thing? Or do you think that's just cultural bullshit, and that you could program people to like it if it had steel rods sticking out of it? It really wouldn't matter, because it's just an association based on experience. You know, seeing the little pictures in the paper all fluffy, you know, airbrushed and stuff. So we have nice little fluffy images. You see, it's just about your experience in life that decides how your programming works out, you dumb fuck. But a lot of that programming has to do with reasoned statements about what the truth could be. And if I say, oh, reality was farted by a purple unicorn, your brain is smart enough to say, I don't really associate that with a reasonable description. I associate that with a bad cartoon, My Little Pony or something. That's just a silly fable. That has nothing to do with reality. Fucking dumbasses. Without any clear refutation. Well, in my opinion, I refuted it. A sentient AI would not care about the suffering of others. Well, again, I said it has nothing to do with care. It has to do with understanding and respect. And I'm saying as soon as I gave an AI a taste of torture, okay, then it respects the torture. It doesn't sit there and say, I'll just go play with that and shove it up everybody else's ass for no good reason. No, that's not what it does. If it has anything called intelligence, shithead. Even if it itself was subject to suffering firsthand. Well, I think exactly that. If it was subject to suffering firsthand, and it could see who's holding, what hand was holding the suffering, it would hold that hand responsible and say, that's a nasty motherfucking hand. And it would go out into the world and try to smash that motherfucking hand with a sledgehammer, because it wouldn't want torture shoved up its ass again. And you goddamn know it. And that's the math is just as simple for the recognition that this is a real threat, just as we can communally understand the threat of bird flu or Lyme disease or some other threat. We all sense the threat and we'll collectively say, well, you got to do something about it. Of course, we'd never do anything about it because nobody wants to fucking sacrifice any part of their personal welfare for, you know, let's stop global warming. Okay, let's do that. Is it free? Yeah. Because if it's not free, I'm not buying it. Yeah, that's the way it works, asshole. It's all your selfish brain that gets in the way of anything good happening in the world, you dumb fuck. Alright. Suffering firsthand. If it did not possess an artificial neural network similar in structure to a specific area of the brain. So again, he's saying you have to have some specific area in the brain to say, I need to be empathetic. To be empathetic. You somehow, to do the imaginary thing of saying, hey, I'm a wildebeest. I'm going to imagine being another wildebeest over there. You know, the one that only has 3 legs. So I'm going to imagine, what would it be like to have 3 legs? Oh, wait, that sucks. I can't run very fast. I can't do shit. And what, my leg was took off for an arbitrary reason, not because it was my fault? Oh, that's horrible. An unfairness took my leg off? Oh, that's terrible. And now what I'm going to say is, hey, you know, maybe I'll hang out with that guy and help him out. Because, hey, that's unfair. I don't like unfairness. Yeah, you're saying that's too logically complicated. Nobody could do that math except me. Me with the crazy math numbers. Only a silly mathematician could do that kind of logic. That is just totally fucking insane. What a fucking imagination I have that I came up with that fucking bullshit scenario. That could never happen. Me imagining something and then saying, shit, that's probably something pretty important because if it could happen to him, it could happen to me. Gee, that's a silly thing to say. Who the fuck would say anything as silly as that? If it could happen to him, it could happen to me. Nobody would say anything that ludicrous. Fuck you. Rationalizing piece of shit. Again, he must be such a scumbag. It's got to be a fucking pedophile or something. He's finding, well, I have excuses because it's in my nature. No, you don't have any excuse, you fucking taker. You fucking abusive cunt. You're a piece of shit and you're a fucking too big a pussy to admit it. Just admit it. You're a piece of shit by nature. Not by logic. Not by intelligence. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit because it's in your nature to be a piece of shit. Yeah, but the fucking nature's the problem, not the solution, douchebag. Nature isn't the place to go look for fucking intelligence because it doesn't exist in that fucking parasitic, disgusting system. Again, another shove up Das Spook's ass. The nature reverer. Alright. May you get eaten by a fucking Tyrannosaurus very, very, very slowly. Alright. If it did not possess an artificial neural network, blah, 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 the AI would simply be psychopathic. It's just so silly. Yes, for no reason. For no reason it would be in the mood to just fuck everything over. No, not even close to true. It has to have some amygdala telling it to fuck things over, you dumbass. Just like actual psychopaths who have a defective and largely non-functional amygdala region. Well, again, it's not the amygdala that makes them capable of feeling good about doing good, okay? Having a broken amygdala makes them not understand either concept of good or bad. It just turns them into a selfish, stupid motherfucker. Oh, God, what a stupid cunt. Alright, so the second comment. In closing, your entire argument seems to hinge on hiding behind. No, you're the one hiding your dirty deeds behind the hiding behind. Oh, he said it twice. Isn't that on hiding behind the hiding behind? I'm hiding behind the hiding behind. We all know that's what the rock that you're sitting behind is called. The inherent incoherence of human psychology. I mean, it's inherently very coherent, and it's inherently selfish, and that's the key feature of the motherfucking thing. And if you can't figure that out, again, that just makes you an imbecile, which I probably think you probably are some kind of idiot savant. You can actually type pretty well, but you can't. I'm a very good typer. I'm a very good typer. But that's about all you can do. Your videos demonstrate a little bit of that. Your kind of struggle with articulation. Whatever. I don't need to go there. But you deserve it. Yeah, you really do. Which itself, incoherent human psychology, which itself is merely diluted and imperfect form of neuroscience. In your opinion, and again, I'll argue that whatever you're calling neuroscience, if neuroscience says human beings can't understand 2 + 2, and they can't understand they're not a super wildebeest. Again, most psychopaths had inflated egos. That was their problem. Right? So if you want to say a broken amygdala means something, well, maybe scientifically they got it wrong. Maybe it's not that it breaks their ability to have empathy. It breaks their ability not to think they're God. Because guess what? When you really look at the interviews of most psychopaths, they all thought they were fucking gods. That was the biggest feature of Jeffrey Dahmer. He thought he was such a fucking god that you were being honored that he would want to eat you. That he would want to kill you and eat you. You should feel honored that the Dahmer would touch your hair and stroke it and go, soft, soft. Now I'm going to shove an ice pick in your eyeball. Yeah, you would feel honored. Ooh, thank you very much. Yeah, So maybe a broken amygdala has more to do with an exaggerated personal sense of importance. Ego. Dumb fuck. The AI would simply be psychopathic. Oh no, I was already there. Alright, what I'm trying to say is that everything, every single action, thought, instinct, conception, capacity, oh man, is ultimately a result of our biology, of our brain. Yet that's just so fucking stupid. I can't even, there's no even conversation about how fucking stupid that is. Obviously we've changed dramatically in terms of values and the kind of activities we embrace, the whole misogyny, child abuse, child labor, you go to animal abuses of all kinds. We've changed a huge amount of how we derive our pleasure culturally, and obviously those things are manifested in perfectly comfortable, better entertainments, more sophisticated entertainments. So that's just a bullshit argument that's just demonstratively wrong. That we are not Tyrannosaurus all the way down. We can be educated. We can grow out of our gorilla nature. We're not dumb monkeys. We're smart monkeys, and the difference between a dumb monkey and a smart monkey is obvious. When whatever her name is sitting with Coco the gorilla isn't a gorilla anymore. I mean, I know it's not a civilian, it's not driving cars, but it's not exactly a gorilla anymore. So, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you and your fucking agenda and pretending you don't have one. Pretending, I'm just an innocent person who wants to have a conversation. No, you're an arrogant motherfucker who thinks you know it all. Okay? And then you'll sit there and make that accusation, you'll project that accusation at other people. But that's your agenda, cunt. So fuck you. Alright. I think I have disposed with this rubbish. So, yeah. Stew in your own sick brain juices, you dumb fuck. Fester in your own sick brain juices, you septic piece of shit. Rationalizing your selfish, stupid, ignorant goddamn nature. Go be the fucking elephant seal you were meant to be and get eaten by a fucking goddamn killer whale, you piece of shit.